Hi everyone. Today we're going to be sharing a remarkable success story of how Mavlers was able to help US-based jewelry brand with their challenges with marketing automation, email deliverability, and revenue loss because of all of these challenges. And since the client has opted to remain white labeled, we have decided to share the journey with you and all of the key takeaways from that journey and how we were able to bring that success for the client while keeping them anonymous for now. Just a little bit about Mavlers and the work that we do over here. We're a Martech agency that has been around for the past 12 years, and we're a team of 800 strong Mavericks who are experts in all leading email and CRM platforms, along with other digital marketing services and solutions that we offer. And we have served agencies big and small, clients big and small across 52 different countries around the world. A roster of clients include big names like Disney, National Geographic, Oracle, Incubator, and Ogilvy kind of agencies are also trusting us with their most critical projects. And today I'm so happy to have our head of CRM and email, Chintan Doshi, join us to share these insights with you all. So, Chintan, let's start with talking about what this client, who this client is and what kind of challenges they were facing, which is why they reached out to us. Can you set a baseline of where they were when they joined us?
Sure. Thank you, Risha, for having me here. The client we are talking today is an e-commerce brand, a US-based e-commerce brand into jewelry domain, and they relied heavily on their previous CRM agency, which was actually just doing US-directed work or purely execution work to manage campaigns, workflow, and automation, and was lacking into providing recommendation on CRM and strategic perspective. Which was affecting their overall revenue. The client was majorly using Listrak as the platform. Talking about their challenges as a brand, the major concern was deliverability. Emails were not landing into inbox for Gmail users or Gmail subscribers, which is a bigger concern. And if you look at the current scenario, Gmail has the highest market share as an email client, right? And for any brand, if their subscribers are getting emails into spam in their Gmail inbox, that is always going to affect their engagement rate and revenue. So deliverability was a bigger concern. The second biggest concern was unstructured segmentation, right? In today's marketing automation world or CRM world, segmentation is the key, right? If you don't segment the audience properly, you won't be having relevant campaigns and you won't be able to get a better engagement or output. So they didn't have any segmentation strategy, which was a bigger concern and the need of the client. List hygiene, because nowadays people as an email marketer and brands are using multiple tech stack, right? They are on e-commerce platforms like Shopify. They are using TapCard as their mobile app device or platform. They are using Push Owl for push notifications. So they are using multiple platforms. They are also using loyalty platforms separately. So their audience is segregated. And in such cases, having a static or a concentrated data at one place is pretty much important. So list hygiene was a bigger concern. If we club all these challenges, it was directly impacting their revenue, and that's where they came to us and seeking the help on segmentation, bringing up the revenue and helping us or helping them in more of improving their deliverability.
And I believe they also had like around their majority share of their users were also on Gmail.
Yeah, you picked it right. It was 60% the subscriber base, right? Like every 6 out of 10 subscribers were on Gmail. So even though if they stop sending emails to Gmail, they are going to impact their 60% of the revenue.
Yep. Chintan, can you also tell me what were some of the key reasons why their previous strategies were not working?
Yep. So if let's talk about strategy on a later part, right? Here the major concern was they were having multiple tech stacks. So Listrak was their main marketing automation platform, and that platform is not optimized to manage e-commerce brands, right? Or have better segmentation strategies. You won't be able to implement it, even though you have it on paper. You won't be able to implement it into the platform because those platforms are not advanced level marketing automation platform. So Listrak was not really optimized to get the best outcome for that brand. The other part was the previous CRM agency was purely focusing on execution, as we discussed, right? Their objective was to deliver the campaigns, make sure that any automation ask which the client had, they used to build it up, QA it and make it live. But getting involved into what sort of email content should be there, what sort of CTS should be there, where to place the CTA, right? What sort of preview text should be there to have the better engagement and outcome. That was lacking. And now in terms of the competition we are into, right? The way world is moving towards AI, the world is moving towards more competition driven approach. You need to stand out into the inbox for your subscribers, and these strategies are like must have. You can't have it as an option now, and they were not able to implement it. So that was the biggest challenge. And managing multiple tech stacks, which this brand had, was also one area of concern for the previous CRM agency, because you need to leverage all the channel to bring the best outcome. So the e-commerce brand which we are talking about was using Listech as a marketing automation platform. They have Attentive as a platform to send SMS for the subscribers. They also were having Push Owl for push notification and TapCard to manage mobile app. So they were distributed among multiple platforms. They were also using a loyalty platform to manage the rewards for their existing customers. So the audience was segregated. The previous CRM agency was not able to consolidate the data at one place, because once you consolidate data, you would be able to identify what to strategize and what to not. And that was the biggest challenge, that they were not able to deliver the outcome.
So that's sort of proactive thinking and
proactive thinking about what would work best for the client, thinking about what is running in the competition for let's say any competitor of this brand, right? What they are doing, how they are doing, what is working for them. So you need to look out for competition also. If not into your own data, you also need to see how competition is moving forward.
I can imagine how much of a revenue loss that would have brought in, just because the tools were not communicating with each other and things that could have been optimized better. Right?
I'll say it is always going to impact for any brand. If a subscriber or if a person is looking for a particular thing on your brand and website, and if he's not getting it, he will go to the other website, right?
Yeah.
So you need to always reach out with information, whether it is via email or other channel, targeting the pain point or concerns of your subscribers.
And what made them choose Mavlers to help them with all of these challenges?
So the brand was not happy with their existing marketing automation approach or strategies, whether we say strategies or approach. And they were looking for multiple agencies. So they were searching on Google, they were searching on other platforms, which brand or which platforms or agencies are good for them. And one of the POC reached out to us on our chat that they are looking for some deployment and strategic service or input. And post that, we connected with them on our discovery session, which is our process as a part of our CRM framework. We jump on our discovery session to understand the business objectives. What is the current state of their marketing automation or email marketing, where they are lacking, where they want to focus on, and then we set up some benchmarks, which was the major or areas to immediately attack. That was the approach we took, and majority of the information we cover in our discovery session, and client was pretty much open to share the information around what didn't work with the previous agencies, what they are looking for, what they are seeing in us as an agency. And the way we were able to convince the client, it was more of a CRM strategic recommendation, right? So we targeted more on what could work for them, right? Even though without looking into the data, we started providing basic level of recommendation, and that worked for them, right? So the client was like, okay, if you are able to have that basic set of segmentation strategies or recommendation, which is helping my brand, I'm open to give it a shot. And the recommendation which we provided was also fitting well into the budget. And these are the major reasons they wanted to go ahead with Mavlers.
And I would love for you to expand a little more on what was that key moment where the client also knew that, you know what, I can trust Mavlers.
I'll say with Mavlers, two things which has worked, right? One, definitely the recommendation part of, or the discussion which we had client providing strategies on a session, discovery session. And the other was the clientele of Mavlers, right? They were able to, we shared few referrals to the client, that these are the brands with whom we are working, and that build that trust that, okay, they are already managing few brands onto CRM side, and connecting with them would also give a confidence to the client. And that was the two major reasons we were able to convert or bring the client on board.
So our expertise, our experience, and our drive for growth, basically.
Definitely.
So Chintan, you mentioned that we had a very good discovery call, and then the client has trusted us. And now finally, let's look at, once they have partnered with Mavlers, what was the exact strategy that you were able to provide? And, you know, can you walk us through that entire journey?
Sure. So we started focusing on the immediate actions which was important for them to retain the deliverability. Uh, as we discussed that Gmail subscribers were not getting emails into the inbox and it was landing into spam. We started focusing on improving their Gmail deliverability, and the major thing which we started was monitoring their deliverability rate, IP reputation, domain reputation, right? Where we majorly use Google Postmaster tool, and initially it was pretty bad, right? The IP reputation, if we see the initial phase where we were managing their execution, because strategy is one thing, right? We also want to make sure that we continue managing the execution, right? So we started managing campaigns for rest of the non-Gmail subscribers, but also started monitoring where the Gmail subscribers are currently, and their IP reputation was pretty bad, and we started monitoring it on Google Postmaster tool. And the recommendation we provided to them was we stopped sending emails to Gmail, right? And idea was to give that cool off period to the subscriber, and give that signals to the email client that okay, right now we are focusing on pausing sending to the Gmail, and also making sure that people who are opening our emails regularly, the non-Gmail subscribers, start sending emails to them. Monitored the domain, uh, did the cool off period for Gmail subscribers, and post that the next step for us was building the segmentation, right? Enhancing the segmentation, focusing more towards openers, because you also want to send emails to only engaging users, right? There was no point of sending emails who are not opening or getting engaged with our uh, emails. So what we did was we created dynamic segments for 21 days openers, 50-day openers, 90-day openers, 180-day openers, giving those signals to multiple email clients that okay, people are engaging with our emails, whether it is about promotional emails, educational emails, right, or discount emails, right? So we started educating them, the email clients, on what is working for us. And the next step was we started leveraging attentive. The client moved from Listech to attentive because the client felt that attentive could be a central piece in terms of that data repository, storing all the data at one place, and leveraging both email and SMS channel. Because with attentive, we were able to have multi-channel workflow, which is a key. Nowadays, email is definitely everyone is doing, but if we can support it with other channels like SMS and push, you will always able to get better revenue, right? Definitely, the attribution is something we'll need to discuss separately, but you will be able to get better engagement, better output. So we were able to create multi-channel workflows, which was helping them in getting conversion, whether via email or SMS.
I love the point that you brought up about how their reputation was not at point and how that was affected. For those who are listening, could you help with some of the reasons or some of the ways in which clients go wrong, which affects their reputation
Yeah.
overall, so that they also have some DIY strategies to
Sure. So
look at?
the basic things, I'll just cover the basic things which are
Yeah.
required, because you need to review the domain and account before providing enhanced or advanced level of recommendation. But the basic are authentication, right? Your DKIM, SPF, and DMARC are already set up, and you have that passed as a benchmark. That is must have. The other important area which majority of the brands who are having multiple tech stacks, they are missing is they have a different platform for loyalty. For this client, we had the similar scenario. They have a different platform for marketing automation, right? And so if someone is unsubscribing from loyalty, and if they still start receiving or still get emails from attentive, right, that is a bigger concern. Unsubscribe is unsubscribe. You need to respect the decision of the subscriber. So you need to have a central data repository, or bigger brands have data warehouse where they update the data, and make sure that those information is synced with multiple platforms. So you need to make sure that data is centralized and updated. You don't want to send emails to people who have already unsubscribed, because they will start marking your email as spam. It might not directly affect your deliverability at that moment, but slowly and gradually, definitely the email client will take up those signals, and your emails will start landing into spam.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you for clarifying that up for us. And now that we've walked through what the challenges were and how you were able to implement the strategies to fix that, can you tell us what the results were?
Yeah.
The point that everyone's looking for.
One thing which I'll add up here, which was helping, right, when we moved into attentive, uh, the client was really concerned that 60% of my subscribers are not going to receive emails. As we said that we are going to pause sending email to Gmail users for a time being. We leverage the SMS channel, right? So we were not sending emails to Gmail, but we are relying heavily on SMS, so that at least we might not be able to fulfill all the revenue of the email channel, but at least 15, 20 or 30% of the revenue is still getting generated from Gmail subscribers via SMS. So that worked because that is some strategy, a base level strategy, which every email marketer should focus on. That if you are not able to leverage one channel for a particular email client, leverage the other channels so that you can get the outcome. Talking about the output or the outcome which we are able to generate, once the cool off period was done, we started focusing on Gmail subscribers, right, where we only picked Gmail subscribers who opened in recent time period, like say 90 days active openers, 180 days active openers, and slowly and gradually we started also adding up the inactive subscribers. But it is a longer journey, right? You can't do it in just weeks, right? You'll need to focus on 3 or 4 weeks just on active subscribers, then slowly and gradually add up a set of old inactive subscribers, and then you can focus later on a later part. You can focus on the other inactive subscribers if there is a need. I won't recommend that you focus on inactive, but if there's a need that there are some important campaigns or days which you want to promote it to all the subscribers, you can still leverage it. Talking about the ROI, because outcome is normally measured in 2 ways, either the engagement metrics or the revenue, right? The email ROI which we were able to generate for this brand for the last quarter, right, was roughly 168% better compared to previous quarter, and the average monthly revenue was 220% up compared to previous average monthly revenue. So this was the impact which was beyond the expectation, which was uh, not in the average revenues which they were able to generate, doing the similar campaigns, doing the similar workflow, but making sure that emails are getting landed into Gmail, which help them getting the better ROI.
200 plus.
Yeah, in terms of the revenue.
Amazing. Just to walk a little back, for people, a lot of people are struggling with getting their tech stack to communicate with each other. Could you give a little bit of insight on how you were able to leverage that here, and what are some takeaways that they can take immediately?
Yeah. So currently with this client, there is no central data repository or data warehouse. What we set up was a clear notification mechanism, where if someone is unsubscribing for from any platform, those data was getting synced via API. So if you don't have a data warehouse in place, I would recommend having a API connected with all the platforms where you are leveraging the channels, whether it is email or SMS. So that data was getting updated real time, which was not there earlier. So that way we were able to save, or we were not able to send emails to the people who were unsubscribing. So idea was not send emails to unsubscribe, whether it is from Attentive or any other platform, and that data syncing helped us really well. That segmentation was already excluded in our workflows, in our day-to-day campaigns. So I would say data integration via API is something, or native integration depending on which platform you are using. Or there are also tools like Zapier or Workato, which helps you to integrate multiple platforms. So use either the platform or API depending on what is possible and feasible. But once you have the data integrated, you would be able to have that data real time, which you can use as a segmentation for exclusion.
And lastly, Chintan, what does our future look like with this client? Are there any ongoing strategies in place?
Yeah, so we have reached a milestone. I won't say it's a last milestone yet, because there are still a lot of things needs to be done.
As always.
We are going to now focus on a advanced level of segmentation, right? Like product catalog segmentation, or category segmentation, product specific segmentation, segmentation around AOV, the average order value. So there are n number of segmentation which we are focusing on now. The other area which we are focusing on is consistent messaging. So we are going to merge their paid channel with email. So if someone is looking for a BOGO, buy one get one paid ad on, let's say, Meta, YouTube, or any display platforms, we want to have the same consistent messaging on the landing page, same consistent messaging on the pop-up or subscriber acquisition strategy, and similar emails through a workflow. So that is something which we are picking up. And the other area which we are picking up is more of mobile deep linking, making sure that people who open in mobile on mobile would land into mobile app. People who opens on desktop would more go into desktop, easing the or decreasing the step for the subscriber. So these are the high level strategies. I won't be able to relive all strategies, but these are the areas we'll be focusing on. One other area is leveraging the platform to the most, right? Because there are still unexplored areas which we are trying to focus on, and the relationship with the client is a long-term relationship now, because we are able to deliver the results which are still measurable for them, and obviously the expectation exceed, and we'll be thriving to achieve that.
Amazing. And just before we end, I wanted one insight from you. You mentioned how channels are not communicating with each other, and it seems to be a problem that a lot of people face. They focus all of their efforts on one channel and forget about the rest.
Yep.
And so, can you talk about why it is important, and at least the few top 3 basic steps that people can take to ensure that everything's communicating seamlessly, so that a customer on their journey with your brand, all of the touch points seem very cohesive?
Yep. So I feel you should not see email or SMS as an individual channel, right? Or paid as an individual channel, or SEO as an individual channel. All the channel are there to have their own purpose, right? So just to give you an idea, the purpose of SEO or paid is to have the visits, right? I get more visits by doing those paid media or SEO content marketing, right? The purpose of email is to retain the existing audience. Email can't bring you a new audience, obviously, because you are going to send email to someone who has subscribed to you. Paid is always going to bring new subscribers or new visitors to you. But if you leverage the channels in a right way, one thing which you can focus on by clubbing social, paid, and email, right, or SMS, is the subscriber acquisition, because that is the key element for us to grow the subscriber part, right? Everyone wants to have a good amount of subscribers in the kitty, right? Because higher the subscribers, higher the potential to convert them to customers at now or later stage. So make sure that whatever paid media or any paid promotion you are doing on specific landing pages, you have relevant lead magnets, right, which will help you to generate subscribers. So idea is to have a better visit to conversion rate, right? So if you're getting 100 people visiting, what is your ratio of people subscribing or filling out the form? So that should be something which you should be measuring, and having a consistent messaging in terms of workflow is also going to give you a quick output.
Amazing. Thank you so much for all of your insights, and thank you so much for walking us through this entire case study. And I'm sure that everyone who has tuned in has got a lot to implement immediately. Chintan has shared some amazing tips over there. And if you find yourself resonating with the journey that this client has been going through, and you want someone to help you, and you want someone to sort of work with you and take ownership of that results and fit within your existing budget, Mavlers is always here for you. Schedule a no obligation call. We've set up an entire team to take on that, to help you clarify your doubts. And you don't have to have any obligations of, getting your association further with us. But just our idea over here is to provide the maximum value to you. So, our experts are here. Chintan is here, and we are happy to share even more case studies similar to this with you. We're happy to share our references with you for you to check and build that trust with us as well. Thank you so much for making this happen for us today, Chintan, and have a good one.
Thank you, Risha.